You are amazing, my friend.
Well,
Uh,
it's great to follow Billy. That's an
uh,
honor there. Boy.
so Jizz Talkin', of course, as we all know, on Twitter at Jizz Talkin', Jizz Talkin', and of course jizztalkin.com. I love Patrick Palmer because he is just the man, the myth, the legend, as they say. And so, Patrick, you are going to be in Chicago at
Yeah,
Exotica this year at the Pone Convention.
the Pono convention.
That's right. Um, what is the reaction to when you come back from these conventions, when you get back to Iowa? What is that like? Because I know when I first started going, and then we started coming back, and then we'd take Big Will, and then we'd bring him back. And Big Will was just always so inundated with requests and questions. And what is it like for you out there in Iowa?
Well, the first thing that happens, I get back, and a couple of the women in town, kind of in a whisper voice, um, what's it take to get an OnlyFans? And and what's it like? Can you still do phone sex? And then here's a picture of my reconstructed vagina. You know,
Wow.
so I mean, um, there's some of that. I mean, I come back, I at least get 4 or 5 whispers, you might say. They don't want anyone to really know. And of course, when you're in the Bible, in the notch of the Bible belt, sometimes,
Oh, you better believe it.
and you would know that. Most of it doesn't play, but some of it is like, well, what would a person have to do? Well, okay, well, here's what you have to do, um, and the guys, I could fuck her. I'd fuck her in a heartbeat, that type of thing. And it's like I can't remember who says it's like, well, go to a party and pull down your pants in front of 25 of your friends and jack off and have everybody wait for lunch,
Have everybody wait for lunch. That is a good line.
yeah, and so the guys couldn't do
Oh,
it. It's it's a 1 in a million shot on the guys. A lot of gals I know do it. And some of them are secretive and some of them aren't. And I get a picture now and then, and I go, okay. I'm not asked to help other than just here's a couple of websites and knock yourself out. I don't want to know about it.
I don't want to know about it. That is awesome. It is Patrick
But
Palmer.
but but
He
I
is,
get, hey,
yes.
what was Stormy like, or what was Christy like, or God, wish I'd have gotten an autograph from Christy. Well, Christy Canyon's the easiest one to mail to and get. Here's $15. Send me a photo and an autograph on it. And away you go. And she's all about the money, so she'll just send that right out.
That is awesome. It is Patrick Palmer. Jizz Talking. You can find
Jizz
him on
talking.
Twitter at Jizz Talking, Jizz Talking. Because as Patrick always likes to say, we're Jizz Talking.
Hey, we're just talking.
So you were at the Planet Comic Con in Kansas City fairly recently.
I
Uh,
didn't go this year. It was a year ago I went, and that was a fun
okay.
time.
Because this year we were going to go, but there was a car accident. So the car that we were going to be going in, the people that were driving, they had a car accident, so we didn't get to go.
Oh, shit.
But and everybody was okay. It's just for the way they retold the accident to me, it's kind of like it sounded like an episode of The Fall Guy, the way
Wow.
that car went off the cliff. But um, compare Exotica to some of these Comic Cons that you go to, because
Um,
you go to all the different Comic Cons. I
yeah.
only go to really like the Planet one every once in a while, and maybe the ICT one, which is like a flea market. But you go to all these big name Comic Cons. What is that compared to like an Exotica?
Well, anymore, you've got these cosplayers that the tits are hanging out, and
Yes,
uh,
the signs. Cosplay is not consent.
yeah, and so you've got a whole realm of, in some cases, if you just without any stars at either one, let's take away the mainstream stars,
Yes.
and just turn it into a Comic Con where you have cosplayers. There's not much of a difference between Exotica and these Comic Con with just cosplayers. They are looking hot and exotic and pushing that envelope, and of course some of them look like Chewbacca. But anyway, yeah, you've got that. But what I really wish I would have done, I wanted to go to Planet Comic Con, and we just didn't. It just didn't work out. Anyway,
Yeah.
Richard Dreyfuss was there.
Oh yeah, I was amazed Richard Dreyfuss was going to be at the
Well,
Comic Con.
Richard Dreyfuss is good friends with Tom Byron,
Oh my
and
God.
and he showed up on a porn set with Ron Jeremy. Took him to a porn shoot one time. So I wanted to find out from Richard Dreyfuss the inside track on his connection with the adult entertainment business.
Oh my God.
And nobody would ask him for me. I said, hey, ask Richard Dreyfuss about going to a porn shoot with Ron Jeremy. Oh, no. He was in Jaws. Fuck you.
Well, Patrick is also going to be part with Exotica. You're going to be out there with Signatures After Dark. Tell us about your booth, because you guys, holy smokes, I have seen some of these. I've seen your banner. I've seen some of these different things you guys are going to be doing. This is going to be insane. Talk to us a little bit about what you guys have lined up.
It is going to be so much fun, or it's going to really suck. And
it's one of the two, baby.
One of the two. We've got 13 ladies going to be in the booth. And if that's not going to be like herding cats, I don't know what will be.
Holy smokes.
You got, of course, we have 4 Hall of Famers. You've got Christy Canyon, Ginger Lynn. Now, Ginger says, I'm there from dawn until dusk to sign autographs. And Christy says, I am too. Anyway, Christy hangs out for a couple hours and then says, fuck this. But no, both Ginger and Christy say they're going to be there for a lot of the show. Lynn LeMay will be there, bringing Lynn back. I think she's going to have, I know she's going to have a ton of pictures and some other stuff. Brittany Andrews is going to be there. So Brittany's going to be there.
You know, we met her at ABN, and she was a blast.
Yeah. And she'll do that little kitten growl in your ear, too. But, you know, we've got Nikki Huntsman going to be there. You know, she is just on the cusp of being AVN Hall of Fame quality thing there.
Yeah.
Let's go through the other list. Maddie Cross is going to be there.
Wow.
Avalon Mira is going to be there. Lily James, Jillian Jansen.
Wow.
Chloe Cage, Valentina Jade.
Wow.
The performer named Gummy.
Okay.
Name spelled Gummii. Gummy.
Gummy.
And then kind of and I don't want to slight her at all, Spencer Bradley.
Yes.
And the thing, Spencer Bradley has more Twitter followers than everybody on this card combined. So really, if she pushes out a couple of tweets during Exotica about our booth, people are going to know where she's at and everybody's at. So we're hoping for that.
Yeah. Spencer is something else. She is, you know, we bonded last year at Exotica over the fact that the hotel bar, the restaurant down there had fantastic macaroni and cheese.
Oh.
I don't know what that was about, but we bonded over that somehow.
That bar, the hotel bar, they've got a waitress named Haley. We called her Haley because we only saw her about once every 75 years.
Oh my God. Patrick Palmer with us today. He is fantastic, and I always love hearing and seeing Mr. Palmer and all of his adventures. So besides this Exotica, I know that you were at XBiz in
Yeah.
January.
Mhm.
What in the world was that like? Being like a
Ugh.
week after ABN.
Well, here's what I would do next time. I'll tell you what it's like. And if I ever go again, which, well, I'm not sure. It was in a very crowded space. The only other person who could
Yes.
fit in the room was the fire marshal.
Jesus.
That would have been the only other person to be able to fit in the building. Um, I I know it's their second year, but boy, they got on performers for having cameras. Um, uh, they took Sharpies away from people.
They took Sharpies away from people.
Said if you want an autograph, the talent will have their own Sharpie.
Wow.
If you had a photo and she was naked, you had to turn it upside down. And people would come over like a peep show and do like that because they didn't allow nudity.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This
There's
is
room for improvement.
amazing.
There's room for improvement.
Wow.
So next year, if I ever did it again, I would take a legend that hardly ever goes anywhere, hardly
Yep.
ever does anything. I have in mind Sharon Mitchell. Sharon and I are
That's a
tight.
good name.
And they had this line. Now, the doors were supposed to open at 3. When I got there at about 2, I was back 8 blocks. There were 8 blocks worth of lines there was 6 blocks. There was 2 blocks this way, 4 blocks this way to me. And on the other side, there was 2 blocks, people waiting to get in.
Wow.
So I'm standing there thinking, God, this is bullshit.
This is bullshit.
What I would do is I would take Sharon, and whether she appeared at the show or not, I don't really give a shit. The publicity was shit anyway. And I would walk her starting at the end of that second block and go what I would say was north 4 blocks, do a $10 a pop selfie with everybody in line, and call it a day. That's how I would do it.
That is amazing. That's a
Because
marketing idea, baby.
There's no way I would stick her in the balcony of that place.
No.
That was terrible. They had the bad part about it for everybody else was Christy Canyon and Ginger Lynn were right at the entrance of that balcony. So the line was backed up, plugging the hole for everybody else to get through. It was like eating sweet corn. Eating too much sweet corn. It just got backed up.
Holy smokes. This is just the places you go and the things that you get involved in.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
A disclaimer, I got in for free. So anyway, I had a press badge.
Well, yeah.
So anyway, I thought, God, there's got to be a press entrance or something. I'm not going to wait till,
Oh, yeah.
8:30 to get into this building. So I went walking around, went to the front door. I said, hey, is there a press entrance somewhere? Yeah, let's go. You go that way and you go that way. So I went that way and I went that way. And then I got to another gate. I said, is there a press entrance somewhere? Yeah, you go in that way. Well, had I just walked straight in, I wouldn't have had to go 3 blocks around. I mean, it was like 3 blocks around to get to it. And so I got in, and they searched my bag for weapons and
Of course.
whatever else. So I had a pocket knife in my pocket. Fuck. So anyway, I dropped the pocket knife in the bag, and they missed it. And so I put the pocket knife back in my pocket. And so then...
Top-notch security at the Hollywood Palladium.
The next day, it rained.
Of
and they were
course.
checking umbrellas, and you couldn't carry the umbrella in the building without storing it for $5. And so if you didn't want to bring your umbrella in, you could take it back to your car. Well, I'm not going to get out of line to walk another 6 blocks to put it in my car and then walk all the way back in the rain. So there's problems there, and I mean, I really feel bad but they got to move. It's got to be moved to a different location. I mean, simple, easy
Yeah.
peasy, but they're not.
Yeah.
So and they were giving the talent such a hard time. I know Christy had a handler with her. They gave him a bunch of shit about getting in the past and whatever, and they're giving all kinds of people a bad time for bringing a handler because you got somebody to carry photos and whatnot. And anyway, it was just a lot of unhappy stars and a lot of unhappy people, and you got to keep the stars happy first,
Yes.
or else you won't have a crowd.
Yes.
But if I were to do that again, I would take somebody like a Sharon Mitchell, who's pretty game for up for a challenge.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't even have her go in the building. Shit, piss on that. Just do $10 a pop, and go through 8 blocks with the people. And
Wow.
I mean, that would just be I would do that. It'd take 2 guys to help her, one to run a camera, one to kind of run the money.
Yeah.
And I think that I would have another guy help me, of course, and that's not a big deal. But I would get some sort of legend that would help, or that would do that. I think you'd make her a ton of money.
You know, that is not a bad idea, because one of the things that when we had Billy Pilgrim on earlier that we were talking about is that, like, with WrestleMania and some of these big events, there's a lot of these marks, they go and they spend the money to go to, like, WrestleMania for both nights or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they don't have any money the rest of the frickin' year. And you know they got to have lines like crazy. And I'll tell you, if you were to do something like that, it's $10. It's a star. It's right here. It's right now. Before they've either if they've already bought their tickets up front, cool. If they haven't bought their tickets up front, whatever. But they got cash. They're in line.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck that Venmo. This is going to be cash, and it's going to be one shot, quick. You got your camera, line it up, take the picture, and we'll move on.
That is amazing. And I'll tell you, if you do that once, motherfuckers will steal this idea.
All I gotta do it is once. I mean, and someone says, well, they're going to kick you out. I said, they kick me out of a public sidewalk? No way. I know my rights, God damn it.
That's right. Well, it is a hell of a deal. That is great. You just take one of these stars, one of these old school, legends of porn, and go to the porn convention and do the thing. Go up and down the sidewalk.
And
amazing.
I was going to say, where I was standing when I was in line, and it was 2 blocks up, 4 over, about 6 blocks back, those people, the gates opened at 3. Yeah. Those people never got in until 4:30. That was an hour and a half wait.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. And there was people, I looked back and there was just
my God.
People behind
Probably me. People winding around the block, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. 8 blocks.
Holy smokes.
I mean, the convention is popular as hell because they never have anything in LA.
Yeah.
I mean, if they had one of these 2 a year, you'd take off a lot of pressure of seeing these stars. And then, of course, you had people who just coming off of Vegas were either tired or broke from appearing at this. I wouldn't have these back to back no matter what.
Oh my God. This is the thing that I talk to people all the time about. Why in the world did they do this? And there is a lot of people that have told me that part of the reason why they did it is because everybody in the porn industry is a child and petty. And so the AVN people did it before XBiz because they were trying to, screw XBiz. And I'm like, there is more than enough money for everybody.
Mhm. Right.
I don't know why you'd even think about even doing something like that, because there is more than enough cash out
I
there.
don't know why you have Exotica in December.
Well,
It's between you seeing a
that
pair of
too.
titties or buying your kid a remote control car. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that kind of and then and it went well in Washington D.C. But in December in Washington D.C. you can have a blizzard like that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's nothing.
Yeah.
So
And I get they're trying to they're trying to get as much as they can in before the beginning of the
right,
year or whatever. But yeah, but I've been around many fight promoters or whatever, and they always wrestling promoters, fight promoters, all these guys, they always say we don't do nothing in December.
right,
We're not even gonna bother.
yeah,
It's not gonna
yeah,
happen. And most of the time, people that are planning events, if their last event, they're gonna do like right before Thanksgiving,
yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah,
and then they're done for the year.
yeah.
And
Unless unless a lot of performers, I know a lot of country singers, unless they're doing a Christmas themed show
yes,
week before Thanksgiving, they're done.
yeah, and it's just why would you? I I don't know. I guess the thing that gets me is that you and I get this. why did
Yeah,
why don't these why but it's just like Jim Cornette always says, the people with the ideas don't have any money and the people with the money don't have any ideas, and the two never meet.
yeah, yeah. And like I said, if I had all the right answers, I'd run my own goddamn show, but I
Well,
don't.
that
So
too. Well, and that's another thing that I wanted to talk to you about. How many people come up to you on a regular basis and go, hey, why don't you just put something together? Do you have
yeah,
people that do that?
I was in a public library the other day, and someone says, "How many porn stars are you an agent for?" Well, I don't think I'm an agent for anybody. Well, you're taking money for Herschel, and you're taking money for this one, this one, this one, and this. Well, I kind of am, but I kind of not. I mean, I'm not. We're in Iowa, and I'm not going to make sure somebody's on a photo shoot in Reseda, California. I mean, I can't control it.
Rosita, baby.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll handle setting up private signings. Uh, got a nice one yesterday from Misty Reagan,
Look at
who decided to spell her last name wrong, and
that is badass.
and she got confused, and so she either signed all the pictures to me or all the pictures to Tara. So unless your name is Patrick or Tara, I can't sell a single one,
Can't sell.
and then my name's spelled wrong. So we gotta do that.
That is amazing. Well, Patrick, before we let you go, because I know you've got your show this evening.
Yeah.
What do you have coming up on Jizz Talking this evening?
Tonight we have Marvelly. She's
Marvelly, yes.
Marvelly. She's a legend and a kind of an older star, but she's still doing stuff. And then the next week we got my old buddy Tadpole.
Yes, good old Tadpole.
I think Tad is probably one of the most underrated guys out there. Is that for me? And
I don't know who that was. We'll figure it out during the commercial break.
I think that he got treated like shit at X3. He was a major sponsor or something. He kept walking around. He had a big banner he was walking around with. He didn't have any place to put it because there was no place to put banners.
Jesus.
I really felt bad for him. And he's putting out a good product. I mean, he's going to be doing we're going to promote his 100-guy gangbang at Exotica. I'll be a watcher.
I'll be a watcher. It's kind of like the Highlander version of pornography. You're going to be a watcher.
Just on all these fat guys walking in there, and I'm thinking, God damn, how can I get in that hot wing eating contest? The hell no, there was a gangbang going on. And that was a hot wing eating contest. I want
That
to be
is
part of that.
amazing.
So
Well,
anyway,
Patrick,
then we have the
to,
preview, and then we'll see at Exoticas for sure.
I'll tell you, you are the man. You are busier than a fruit merchant. And I I really appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on, brother.
All right. Take care, my friend.
I really appreciate it. We will see you at Exotica, my man. There he goes. The fantastic Patrick Palmer with us today. And what happened here? I need to go back in and join the call. What happened here? I need to get back in there. What in the world? I guess when I get rid of people, they are gotten rid of on my end. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back in here to this thing, and I am going to call my next person and get them in here. So let's do this. Let's start the call. I love Skype. I love Skype because of this. So I've got to dial our next guest. They are going to join us on the old Skip Skype here. Actually, they're not going to join us on Skip Skype. They'll join us here on the phone. So we are going to go to our next guest. He is going to join us here on our big program. I think I've got you. How are you, my friend? Sorry about that. I was changing guests and changing phones, and we